Chief, it's been 50 days. I counted up this morning. It's been 50 days, right? You told me that you were going to do a review at standard, 90 days. Mm-hmm. What have you found so far in those 50 days?
So far, we've begun to review those policies. We've dug into those. We are making minor changes along the way, but all in all, we're moving forward. It's an exciting time here at the police department. We're growing to support the needs of our community, and looking at those teams that we can continue to grow to help support our community.
Can you talk about some of those minor changes? What were some of the first things that you saw that needed some change?
Sure, yeah, just minor things, some uniform issues that we're changing as far as what the officers wear and how they wear them. Just very minor things, and we're still digging into those. We're about halfway there, but that's a standard practice by any law enforcement once a chief or a sheriff has been appointed, so that's a standard practice.
Any other minor details of things that you've seen?
No, just as far as a policy, moving forward with that, working towards our 5th precinct deployment, which will be coming online sometime next year. So very excited about that. Very excited about what that'll offer for the community as well.
Can you talk about that? So that's a big change. You're getting
Sure,
we get a new precinct. Can you kind of talk about what that is? A lot of people don't know about that.
Yes, sir. So our 5th precinct, which we hope to come online maybe mid-year next year. We've been very supported by council and administrative staff to grow the agency to support our community. So we're looking at that 5th precinct coming online. We're hiring those people now, those officers now, getting them trained, getting them ready to serve our community.
Where will the 5th precinct be?
So it's going to be based sort of out of the Carolina Forest area over there in that district. It'll allow us to realign the sectors of our current precincts to provide better service for our community.
I live in the Carolina Forest, and I can see a lot of people feel underserved. So how is this going to fix that problem?
Sure, great question. We're going to add in that general area with the new precinct, I want to say it's exactly 7 officers per shift. That's 2 supervisors and normally 5 to 6 officers. So it's going to greatly increase services there as far as law enforcement.
People there will be happy.
Absolutely.
So that sounds like the big change so far in your first 50 days.
Yes, sir.
And that was already kind of in the works, but you're seeing that through.
Yes, sir.
Minor changes, uniforms. Are people not going to recognize officers? What kind of?
No.
Some details, some cop lingo here.
Yes, sir. So basically, small things as far as like how our ribbons are wore, certain things that we'll add to the uniform. The uniform itself will stay the same look. We have different versions of that depending on which team you're on. Our patrol officers have basically one look, and then our traffic team has a little bit of a different look, same color scheme and everything of that, but just to fit the job purpose. Another thing I wanted to highlight too that we did kind of do right out of the instance where once I took office, I promoted a new deputy chief to take my old position. I did restructure a little bit of our bureaus to make them a little bit more efficient for service. So we did do that as well.
How did you restructure to make it better?
So what we did is we looked at what those particular bureaus. I restructured 2 of them. We have our patrol, our operations bureau, and our administrative bureau. So I really focused on our operations bureau and our administrative bureau and what services they provided to streamline them, to put groups together to actually work together to make a better difference.
So it sounds like you made it more efficient.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
And who did you put in your place?
So we promoted long-serving Captain Justin White. He is now the Deputy Chief over our Administrative Bureau. Then our Deputy Chief, Brandon Strickland, was my old position, the Operations Support Bureau.
Now you got 40 more days on this 90-day review.
Yes, sir.
Do you expect to find anything else? What's next?
We're going to continue to dig into our policies. We got to finish that. That's important. So I hope to look into those. I feel there'll be minor changes along the way, kind of like we've already done so far, but nothing significant that I can see as a challenge.
When do you expect the 5th precinct to be up and running, which is a new precinct, right?
Yes, sir.
So I have that clear.
So again, we're planning for mid-year next year. We're in the process of building a building, the Central County Close Complex that was advertised. Our precinct will be housed there. We're up staffing, obviously, with those new positions that council and staff have provided us. So our focus is mid-year.
And that'll be actually in the Carolina Forest, then?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
absolutely.
That'll be nice. How does it feel to be chief?
It is a great honor, As you know, I've been here now working on my 23rd year at Horry County Police Department, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience and career. This is my community. I grew up here. I love this area. I love supporting my community. And And it's just the vision here with the police department is moving forward, continue to grow to serve our citizens. But it's very humbling for me as well. I'm very humble that I was selected as far as the support from county council and administrative staff. I felt like I've done a great job through my career, learning what the police department has to offer, how we can continue to grow. Like I told you at my swearing in, I kind of touched every division within the police department, so I've got a good grasp of what we do and how we can continue to strive to be better.
Has it hit you though yet that you're the chief?
Well, yes, sir. I would say my wife, my family keeps me grounded, absolutely. But yes, it has, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about what I can do to help our agency continue to move forward.
You're going to finish this 90-day review about the new year.
Yes, sir.
So what do you see going through next year?
So I see, again, obviously Horry County, every division, every department within Horry County government, our biggest challenge is growth, as we continue to grow, which is a great thing, but we'll have to continue to focus on our level of service, how we continue to provide those level of services as we move forward. I feel will be one of the biggest challenges. And I say we have a great support, and we do, to continue to face those challenges head on.
That's exciting.
Yes, sir.
Now, you guys have had some big things last year that might carry over to next year. You guys had a huge bust in August. I know
Yes,
you
sir.
weren't chief at the time, but I'm sure you were part of that.
Absolutely.
80-some people arrested, huge confiscations. Can you kind of touch on gangs in Horry County? I know it's an issue. I know it's something you guys are working on. What are you doing to stop this stuff in Horry County?
Great question. And we have done, as you stated there, we have done a great operation there in the northern end of Horry County. But we instituted a new team. It's our repeat offender / gang unit, and we're continuing to hopefully grow that. It provides us the intelligence of who these offenders are. We've continued to grow our street crimes unit, which works hand in hand with those folks, those officers, to target these crimes and try to help our community with these issues that we're facing. We've also continued to grow our traffic team, so the more officers that are out there able to focus on these incidents, the better.
When you have a bust like that, a lot of times there can be a power vacuum as people look to try to take that. Are you seeing that, and what kind of things are you doing to continue that momentum of shutting gangs down?
So again, another great question. Our gang unit that we have are studying that, and they're able to provide us information to help with other investigations. But yes, you're right. In an incident like that where you're making these arrests, you will see changes within those organizations. So now we have a tool with our gang unit to be able to track those and look into them.
Can you talk about that tool a little bit and how that works?
They do that basically through different resources they have that are available to them as gang investigators. So without going too deep into their processes, they just have more resources available that can provide information not only to our investigators but to our road officers as well. So we're making all those road officers aware of this information so they can be on the lookout for it too.
Are you seeing any kind of power vacuum from that bust?
Not significantly, no, not at the moment.
How bad in your 23 years is the gang problem currently compared to other years? Would we have a bad problem? Is it something that you guys are aware of?
So I would say this is with the way our population has grown, it's going to bring in some of those elements because ultimately gangs are somewhat of a their purpose are to make money as well as do illegal activities. So they're going to come to a rich environment or environment where there's a lot of people. So we have seen a somewhat of an increase in that, which again we had the support to start our gang unit or repeat offender unit to track that information, to start learning those trends.
That's great. This past year, South Carolina, CWP. It's one of the most confusing laws I've ever read.
Yes, sir.
Making my eyes cross a few times. It's confusing to people.
Yes, sir.
Now it's out there. Are you guys seeing any ramifications for people being able to conceal carry weapons around Horry County?
Honestly, we have not had hardly any issues with the new law. Chief Hill, who's here before me, did a great job with the local agencies getting out there, putting out informative information. SLED put out informative information. So we haven't really seen an uptick in any issues as far as that's concerned.
Do you think people should still get the training? Because the classes
Absolutely.
are free from the state of South
Absolutely.
Carolina.
I would encourage any citizen who's interested in that to to seek further knowledge, to seek further classes. I always say if there's a class out there that you can attend to gain even a little piece of knowledge, it's worth it.
Now, Russell Fry recently got reelected.
Yes, sir.
I interviewed him on election night, and he talked about one of the things he was most proud of was combating sex trafficking in our area, in Horry County. What are you guys working to combat something that just is so hard to find, so hard to do? What kind of things are you doing here along the Grand Strand, along Horry County, to make sure this stuff isn't here?
Right. So, again, great question. We're part of a group here that looks into sex trafficking. We help assist with that information. Again, our gang unit is a great resource for that as well, to identify trends as far as what's going on in those gangs, because that can be a part of that too, where they try to traffic folks for profit. So again, that's a great resource. We're part of our groups. We work with our state and federal partners to try to help with those investigations.
Is it a major problem here, in your opinion?
Statistically, the information I've studied and looked at is statistically it is a problem here, and it's something that we all work together to combat.
And a lot of that's through the gang units. It sounds like the gang unit's real important here in Horry County.
Absolutely, very important. Just the information they can bring to the table to help with even the smaller crimes, because you have feeder crimes. Basically, these incidents can start as simple as a simple larceny, and build up to other significant crimes.
Is it something you see growing that gang unit and equipping them with more resources as we grow? Because like you said, the more elements are going to come in.
Absolutely, yes, sir. We hope to continue to grow that unit to face the challenges that are lying ahead.
Major incident, I know you probably can't talk about it directly, but I have an indirect question.
Sure.
Woman was on the beach, she got ran over by an officer, it was accidental death.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the beach there doing a story, and I saw UTV. It was marked Horry County. It was
Yes, sir.
beautiful. It looked like a fancy off-roading vehicle, but it was a golf cart size.
Mm-hmm.
They're air conditioned. Those things are real nice,
Mm-hmm.
and had Horry County Police on it.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that something that you guys are going to put on the beaches now in Horry County? Can you kind of talk about that? Is that a prototype?
Mm-hmm.
What is that exactly? I got a picture of it, but it was super cool, man. I wanted to hop in it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great resource for our beach patrol units. So our beaches are very, very crowded during our busy season of the month or the year. So we have deployed those. We started that as a pilot program to look at them to how could we better serve our citizens on the beach. So these are a little bit more mobile. Being out there on the beach, we can get to issues that need addressing a lot faster than the vehicles during those busy months. So we have looked at that. We're going to transition to those during our busy peak seasons, so we can have our officers out there being able to assist our citizens, our lifeguards that are out there on the beach to serve and protect as well. So yes, those will be used during our peak seasons, but will still be supplemented by vehicles as well.
So are you looking to use those primarily as beach cruisers, and then if a major incident happens, the trucks will come onto the beach? Is that
Absolutely,
more kind of
yes,
what you're
sir.
thinking?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
And how many of those UTVs are you guys looking at?
So currently we have 3, and we break that up by zone. So we have basically a north zone, a central zone, and a south zone. So one will be deployed in every zone. And that way we have equal coverage over the areas that we serve on the beach.
And then you're looking to maybe get trucks to not go on the beach unless they need to be there.
Yeah, and again, during our busy season, absolutely, unless they need to respond to a major incident or a call. Then as we move forward and as the beach season kind of winds down, we'll transition back to trucks as well to be able to make more coverage.
That's great. And so you're going to add, you said 3-ish of the UTVs?
Yes, sir.
If you got 3 now, you're going to add more in the...
Potentially. We're still building the program out, but we wanted to start at least with 1 in every zone and work on the program to see how it evolves.
There's 3 beach zones. So
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are cool.
They are very neat.
Air conditioning, all
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Really cool.
Yes, sir.
That's a great idea. Let's fast forward.
Okay.
Let's say we're years from now.
Mm-hmm.
You're retiring. You and I sit down again. What legacy did you leave behind? What are you hoping for?
Wow, great question. To me, it's very, very important that our agency be a part of our community. It's important to me, and I look at that kind of twofold. I want it to be, hey, the agency was very plugged in the community, being part of the community as it grows, and I want to be transparent. I think you'll see from me as we go forward, I like getting the information out there. If I've got the information and I can share it, I want to share it. I think an informed community makes good choices. They understand what we're facing, and we work as a team.
Great answer. Talk about traffic. That's a big thing for a lot of people. How are
Right.
you guys working to fix that?
Yeah, again, a great question.
There's a lot of gang stuff, a lot of sex that doesn't affect most people, right?
Sure, right.
It's important.
Traffic, everybody sees every day. So you're exactly right. We have grown the traffic unit since I've taken the position. We're up to now, moving forward with those positions, I think 10 total officers, which is a huge improvement. We're continuing to add resources to those teams. Hopefully, we hope to soon have where we're able to split those teams. Now it's one team. We hope to split it to provide more coverage, and that's my goal.
So then that's another change. You've added more. So just want to get to you. So major changes so far is working on that 5th precinct.
Yes, sir.
And adding more traffic officers.
Traffic officers, street crimes officers, and then our gang unit. Yes, sir.
So you've expanded all those.
Yes, sir.
So you're just basically expansion is the key.
Yes, sir.
That's
Absolutely.
the takeaway I'm getting today is that you're trying to meet the demand of a growing city by expanding the well-trained officers.
Absolutely, with expanding the resources to provide more services to our community that is growing.
Now, it's competitive out there for police.
Sure.
There's a lot of cities around the world country that are growing that want officers as well. How do you be competitive and bring good officers here?
Again, a great question. We have a ton of support, and I'm very thankful for that from our county council, our administrative staff that realize that as well. Hiring good quality officers, retaining those officers, so they allow us to be competitive, whether that be through pay, incentives. Also, I feel like here at Horry County, we provide so many additional resources and options for officers. So when you start a career here with the Horry County Police Department, you start as a patrolman, but there's so many different avenues you can go. I often joke we have everything except helicopters and horses. So it's just so many opportunities here for an officer to develop their career, find what is interesting to them that they have a passion for, and really go towards that goal.
So the key for you guys is trying to sell people on the options that you have.
Absolutely. Options we have, resources that we can provide, and again, our council and our staff, administrative staff, is allowing us to be competitive with the salaries and things of that nature.
Anything you want to add? Anything I missed?
No, hey, I thank you, and again, great to meet you again, and I'll see you on the weekends.
Yes, you will. All right.
But that's it.
Thank you very much. I
Thank you,
appreciate your
sir.
time.
Yes,
Thank
sir,
you.
absolutely.